Hello everyone, so I'm going to be doing a review on the show Horid Henry. The show is about this kid named Henry, and he's very horrid to his little brother Peter. And his parents, well, his mom actually just sent him to bed without tea once. But Horid Henry is definitely worse than some other cartoon brats like Little Brown Bear, etc. He's not as horrid as Norman, though. But he's definitely worse than Daniel, Tiger, and LBV. The episode I'm going to be reviewing today is Horid Henry's Wedding. Without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. Horid Henry is at the wedding clothing shop, and he is refusing to wear his page clothes. Or suit. The couple, who are getting married, aka Pimply Paul and Pretty Polly, are also at the wedding clothing shop. Like I said, Horid Henry is refusing to wear a suit, and then Pimply Paul tells him to stop being a brat. Well, someone finally tells Henry the truth about what he really is. Horid Henry is now in a suit, and then he looks in the mirror and he starts exaggerating. Paul tells Henry to get up and calls him a brat once again. Good job, Paul. You finally tell Horid Henry what he actually is. Later, Horid Henry is in his room looking at his suit. He then imagines about when he'll be king. Yup, Horid Henry thinks he's going to be king. He's not even the king of brats, because we all know that a certain Welsh arsonist is. Horid Henry says to himself, when he's king, no one will be allowed to get married. Fluffy, the cat, then starts ripping the suit, and then Horid Henry tells Fluffy that he's doing a good job. Horid Henry is now watching TV, and then his mom turns it off. She tells Henry, she says to Henry that, she sees the suit, and then, I'm just going to let you say it, Horid Henry's mom.
Hey, I was watching that. Not anymore, you're not. Look at this. Did you do this, Henry? No. Does this mean I can't go to the wedding? No, it doesn't. But I haven't got anything to wear. Oh, yes, you have. The shop had one suit left.
When Horid Henry realizes that one suit left, from the shop is pink, he then screams, "No!" like he always does in these episodes.
Pink!
We then get the title for the episode. And so, Fluffy the cat just turns on the remote, and then the night changes into daytime. I don't know if that's actually true, but if it is, what type of logic is this? The next day, the family are off to the wedding, and then Horid Henry thinks, who will want to marry Polly? We then cut to a scene where Polly is screaming because Henry left muddy footprints indoors. Perfect Peter finds something in his cereal, and then Horid Henry turns into a dinosaur in his imagination. Like the horrid kid he is.
It's my worm. Don't be horrid, Henry.
Horid Henry's mom tells him to get dressed. Horid Henry says he's not going to get dressed, and that's final. Horid Henry then runs away, and then his parents start chasing him. By the way, Horid Henry always says that stuff isn't fair. Well, I know one thing that is fair, to discipline Henry, because he's been so horrid. It's raining outside, and the parents are driving to the wedding. Horid Henry then marks a skull and crossbones on the window. The family arrive at the church, And then the parents tell their kids to watch out for the puddle. Perfect Peter is careful, but Horid Henry is so careless that he slips into the puddle and then he dirties not just his suit, but everyone else's. The couple then see Horid Henry, and Polly then sees how dirty Horid Henry is. And so does Paul.
You're filthy! Don't you dare touch me, all right? Listen here, Brat. This is the best day.
Yeah, Paul. Way to go. You call Horid Henry what he actually is. Paul threatens to be very, very angry with Horid Henry if he messes up. Horid Henry and Peter are the ring bearers. Henry accidentally steps on Polly's wedding dress, and then Polly has to remember that it's the best day of her life. She then kisses Henry. When Horid Henry realizes that Paul's surname is Peregrine, he starts laughing, and then Paul tells him to shut up and calls him a brat again. We then see this random woman singing a song. Oh, and guess what Horid Henry does? He messes around with the rings and ends up throwing one of them in the drain.
The ring, Henry.
Paul calls Henry a brat face again, because he knows that Henry is a brat. Horid Henry is holding on to another ring, and the ring is in the form of a monster. That thing that Peter found in his cereal. Someone is trying to take a photo of Pretty Polly and Pimply Paul together, but then Horid Henry jumps into the screen and messes the picture up. You see, he's got his tongue sticking out. Later, Polly and Paul are clinking glasses and Horid Henry gets disgusted because they're kissing. Or hugging. They weren't really kissing, but Horid Henry thinks things can't get any worse. It's time for the speeches, and I bet Horid Henry will mess it up. Horid Henry thinks, I'm out of here, and then he sneaks underneath the table and his mischievous behavior is starting to be a thing. Horid Henry is being very sneaky, so he sneaks next to the wedding cake and he imagines the two tiny figurines on the wedding cake telling him to eat it. Oh, and guess what? Horid Henry starts eating the wedding cake, because of course he does. He's horrid. No wonder he's called Horid Henry. He starts stuffing the wedding cake up his mouth, and then everyone catches him. I bet his parents are going to discipline him. Paul then starts chasing Henry. He calls him a brat, which he knows that Henry's a brat, actually.
This is not the best day of my life. I am so ashamed of you.
Horid Henry's mom rightfully tells him that this is the last wedding that he is ever going to go to. Horid Henry then says that the last wedding he's ever going to... Horid Henry then says that no more weddings would be the best day of his life. Sorry, I had a stutter. So let me repeat. Horid Henry then thinks, no more weddings, it's the best day of my life. Let's summarize. Horid Henry refused to wear a suit at the wedding clothing shop. He then started exaggerating and then said that the suit was choking him. He started rolling on the floor. And then he told his cat, Fluffy, that he was doing a good job ripping the suit. Horid Henry refused to get changed when he was going to the wedding. His parents then had to chase him. And when it was raining outside, the parents told their kids to be careful for the puddle, but Horid Henry was so careless that he ended up dirtying everyone's clothes. Not only that, but he also threw one of the rings down the drain. He even went as far as to eating the wedding cake and then making a mess of the wedding. The wedding cake then bumped into Polly, and then Horid Henry's parents yelled at him in the end. Like, you see what Horid Henry did in this scene. He just messed up the wedding. Horid Henry can zip his mouth shut. Hello everyone, I hope you all enjoyed that video. Make sure to subscribe because it really makes my channel turn into a bigger channel. Bye.